Well, all I did last night was move it in far enough so I could close the door. Tonight, I think I'm going to try and stand it up. So right now, the problem is I've got the pan over here. I've got the lift over on this side, and I can't hook up to the top there and expect this to lift because I can't move the lift close enough to the machine because the base of the machine is too wide to fit any further between the two legs there. So I'm thinking now if I disconnect from there and I move the whole lift over to the other side, around to the other side, and hook on there, I might be able to get this to stand up. It's a pain getting these pins in. It's almost as if these wheels are too low. Let's see if I can put something on that wheel to shim it up. Alright, memory filled up on the other camera's card, so switching back to this camera. And what I was saying was that it's a real pain in the butt to get those pins in to lock the legs in the down position. But on the other hand, if it wasn't a folding shop crane, I wouldn't have been able to move it around and maneuver it the way I was able to. So now the question is, can I lift it? The lift point is way back here. I can move this back some. That'll help. This is going to be tricky. At this position, the crane's only rated for 1 ton, 2,000 pounds, which I think this weighs more than 2,000 pounds. But what I've got going for me is the fact that I'm not trying to lift the whole thing off the ground. I'm only trying to lift it to stand, and a lot of the weight is right here. This is a really heavy-duty casting, this base. It's really well built. But my worry is what's going to happen when I get to a point where it's standing up a certain amount and it decides that it wants to right itself. I think the crane's going to just violently be jerked over. Well, I guess I could lift it a little at a time and see how it acts. The other problem I'm looking at right now is I don't know if I've got enough lift with this arm. I'm going to have to shorten this up a lot. I think what I'm going to do, well, I think for just now, I'm going to just lift the way it is because I think it's going to allow this to roll out that way some more. Alright, all that's happening now is this is rolling forward now, so what I'm going to need to do is get some blocking underneath this thing. Get some blocking underneath the thing, lower the crane, shorten my sling, and try again. My big blocking is outside. Alright, I've got a board going across the legs of the shop crane here, and I'm going to try and lower this down onto that board. If the board should fail, I got a couple of blocks stacked up underneath there, so this won't be a dead fall down to the cement. Although the board, if it breaks, that'll partially cushion the blow anyways. Should have known that was going to happen. I'm not really worried about that nut. This bolt threads into this shackle. If I extend this boom out one more, that's only a half ton of lifting power, but that will give me more lift. Too much of that slack is being taken up by that sling. Isn't doing very much for me. That was a waste of time. It's not enough to go through and loop through again. Getting close. I don't think these boards are doing me any good over here. I think I'm gonna give this thing a soft landing. Glad I had those boards under there. I wonder if this thing's got enough power to lift this dead weight. It's got an 8-ton cylinder, so that's probably not the limiting factor. They probably are putting this limit of 1 ton on it because of this construction of this arm. Well, if I move this over, I might be able to put enough lift on it to tilt it up just a little bit to get my boards out and ease it down. Wait a minute, do I even want the boards out? No, I probably don't want the boards out at this point. I gotta get pipes into this thing and roll it into position. So, yeah, I don't want to do that. Alright, I'll just leave it on there. It ain't going anywhere. Well, it looks like this is going to be the final resting place of the Wells Index in my workshop. I kind of put it at an angle here because it's going to give me a little bit more clearance to walk between what's just off screen here is the boiler. And I got to be able to service the boiler or have it serviced depending on what ends up going wrong with it. And over here I think I'm going to continue to have, right now the pedestal grinder's there, but I think I'm going to take that out and take this cabinet out and end up putting a workbench over here. And then the table is going to kind of be in the way here, but I'll be able to just crank the table all the way over to that way when I need to have clearance to walk over to here to do anything. And you know, that's not going to be often, but so that being said, tomorrow hopefully if the weather's good I'm going to move some of the components down here and start reassembly. That's why I still have the shop crane position right here ready to go. That's going to be invaluable as far as putting the knee and the saddle and the table and the turret and the ram and the head all back on, and the motor. Actually, the motor is going to be about up here, so I don't even know if I'm going to be able to use the shop crane to get up that high. But what I'm going to do tonight is, this thing's really filthy, so I'm going to give it a good cleaning. It's got just a ton of dirt on it from the factory that I took it out of, and I want to clean that up and get it ready. And I got one little ding I got to take care of here on the back, because if I don't take care of that now, it might give me problems as far as the way the turret sits on top of here, and I'll show you a close-up of what I'm talking about there when I get to it. But for right now, I'm going to do a little cleaning. Got this old 1 pound bargain pack rag bag, soft absorbent mill end remnants. Perfect for auto, home, and shop. I've had these forever and I never get around to using them. All these are, literally, it's when we used to have a textile industry in this country, and they would make cloth, they'd end up with scraps from the cutting floor, and somebody just decided, hey, you know what, just bag them up as rags, as a bag of rags, and sell them that way. So I don't know how long these have been around. They actually were purchased at Kmart. I can't quite see what the price is on them, but I'm going to use those rags because they're going to get filthy. And then for my cleaner, I've got this new product I want to try. This is called, I'm assuming it's LA's Totally Awesome, as opposed to La's Totally Awesome. Distributed by Awesome Products Incorporated. It looks like they are in California, so. But anyways, learned about this on one of my websites that I frequent, one of the forums, or it might have even been a Yahoo group, but people were talking about cleaning dirt and oil off of their lathes, and a lot of different products came up, a lot of products that we've all heard of. Simple Green, Purple Power, you know, you name it. Pretty much everything that came up I've either tried or at least heard of. This product, somebody mentioned, I had never heard of it before. They said, yeah, you can get it at your dollar stores, which immediately meant to me, yeah, it's dirt cheap. So sure enough, this bottle is $1, and you can use it straight out of the bottle for tough stains, and it's pre-treating for laundry. I mean, it's automotive. It's basically, they're like everything. It's water soluble, and then it's got a whole dilution chart on the back here. You can also buy this in bigger containers, but I figured I'd start by testing it out with $1. You can mix it up with a ratio for general cleaning of 10:1 for just water. So I think I'm going to put some of this in a bucket and mix it up and try it out on this thing and see how it works. I might, yeah, I think I'm going to brush this off a little better first. Another dollar store purchase is this plastic scrub brush. I bought a couple different ones, but these are going to get all nasty and dirty, grease, so I figured I wanted to get something I can just toss out once they get too funky. But I already just scrubbed this with dry, and you can see this whole pile of dirt right here. So this is already, this top right here looked more like this front. See if I give it a good rub, all that stuff falling off. So give me a little bit of a head start on that much less debris that's going to have to end up being dissolved into the cleaning solution. Really should get shot back over here. But this is downright clean compared to the Hendy, which cleaning the bed of the Hendy is coming up shortly. Gotta get back to that. So anyways, so I mixed up my solution here. Didn't make up too much to start with, just in case it proves to be a little too weak. Then I can use it full strength. Now, this right here is some kind of a adhesive or something. It looks like it's spilled on there. That's going to take, it's going to take a razor blade, I think, a putty knife to get that off. I don't see any paint coming off, so paint job's in pretty rough shape on this thing, but it's not bare metal. You actually see another color underneath here. Here's down to bare metal over here, maybe, and puff marks in there. All in all, there is still pretty much a coating on it. That's the point I'm making. Right here, this is bare. Alright, I'm going to stop yakking and just work so that I can use the magic of time-lapse, fast forward. This stuff seems to be working pretty good straight. I would say that's the way to do it. Get the heavy stuff off first with just a quick wash down, and then go back over it and spray the stuff on straight. And it's cleaning up actually pretty nice. I don't know if it's coming through on the video that well, but this already is starting to look a lot better. I set the camera up here for a close-up just so you can kind of see. Hopefully you can see the difference. This is the cleaned area up here, and this is the dirty area. You can see the line right there. So now, if I spray some of this right here, that's how it's cleaning up. Pretty nice. If you were to ask me how good this cleaner works, I would say to you, it's all relative. It's not bad at all. And when I take into account that only cost $1 for this bottle, I would say it is awesome. Gotta be the Hawaii 5.0 thing, right? Found the serial number on this machine. I've got to call Wells Index and ask them if they can tell me the year of manufacture. Now I haven't touched the side over here at all. You can really see the contrast between the dirty side and the clean and top. Just let that soak for a minute. You can actually see the cleaner get dirty with the grease as it's running down. Pretty much wiping right off. And no indication at all that it's harming the paint. Now the cleaner degreaser by 3M is far more aggressive. So, but it also would damage this paint, I think, so that's why I'm not using it. If I was planning to prime and repaint this, then by all means I'd probably use that. Although this product is really, like I said, you know, I'm really happy with the performance I'm getting out of this stuff. Ooh. Ouch! Son of a gun. The central vac canister, I was back underneath it when I went to get up. I caught my lower back under it. That hurt. Alright, well anyways, when I was repositioning the cameras, again you can see over here is clean. clean. Over here is dirty. As Jack Nicholson said in The Departed, dirty, dirty, dirty. Well, it's pretty.